Welcome to the DSQ podcast with Blake Lawson and Dakota Reynolds.
And welcome back to DSQ, Season 2, 2025 season. This is Episode 1. It's definitely the first episode we're recording. Definitely not the second.
Don't listen to the next episode start.
Yep, the next episode's a lie. This episode
we're
is only
lying
the
in
truth.
that one. But listen to the episode. Just don't listen
Yeah.
to the beginning.
Yeah, listen to it, just don't believe it. That's what you want to do. But yes, all right. New season, finally. Housekeeping stuff. Trying to be a little better. Obviously trying to improve. So, new thumbnails, new YouTube thumbnail stuff. Social media. I don't post on Twitter because fuck Twitter.
Amen. I deleted mine, so...
Yeah, so it's still in the intro. That'll still be the handles for most of the stuff. Actually, it's probably not. Probably do have to update that. Maybe we have a new intro. I might have to commission an intro real fast. Now that I think about it for social handles. But for the podcast here, not our personal ones, for the podcast one, Blue Sky at dsqpod.com, verified on there. We'll still have the Twitter up. Probably won't maintain it on Instagram as well, of course, on YouTube. So, DSQ Pod, basically everywhere. But, and yeah, that's it. That's the only thing. We'll get all that updated eventually, probably, maybe not, I don't know. Didn't think about you have changed handles and then some stuff, so.
So some things, yeah. Things have definitely updated on my end.
So, you might have heard a new intro. Also,
Let's go.
we probably didn't acknowledge that in the second episode, even though it's weird. It's the second episode we had a new intro and didn't acknowledge it.
Oops.
Weird. Anyway.
Oops.
Oops. Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Dad.
We love Ray here. All right, so brand new season, 2025 is here.
Same mistakes.
Same mistakes. So let's talk about, because so last season, and they were like, oh yeah, we'll probably do a couple off-season episodes. We didn't fucking do that, did we?
Listen. There was some sickness.
I was like, we were sick, like combined for like 2 solid months probably.
Yeah.
And then just everything, yeah, like, so, hell, we're still sick. You can still probably hear it on mine. It's March. Anyway. But yeah, so let's go over some stuff we want to talk about at the end of the season, again, because we ended it basically before, in the canon of our podcast. A lot of events have yet to happen.
Yeah.
So, this is our 2025 catch-up episode, no mustard.
You're fired.
Yep. Hopefully you hear this episode, because we recorded this last year, and I overrid the audio somehow. So we actually never heard it, so the delivery episode was the first episode last year. It should be episode 2 this year. Or better. I promise. Maybe. But yes. All right. So, main thing, of course, would be, in quite a contrast from 23 to 24 of 0 driver changes. We have a lot of driver changes.
It's a lot.
And so, we'll get to that. We'll talk about you want to talk about the ins and outs, or just who's out first? What makes more sense here? Because we're known for our scent making.
Let's just who's fucking out?
All right. Who is out? Who is gone? Who is not racing in Formula 1 seat, at least at the start of the season so far? Checo Perez. Probably the big one?
It was the biggest one, I would think. Writing was on the wall.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we tried to justify, and overall, from a cold-hearted racing standpoint, probably the right call to make.
Yeah.
Like I said, doesn't look like he's going to be he said he's an ambassador, but we haven't seen him do any ambassador stuff, so maybe he's just maybe once the season...
Maybe he's taking some time.
Yeah.
For himself. Which
is always good. Getting sacked is probably, obviously, yeah, you want to take some time.
Yeah.
With that. But yeah, so, no, Checo gets replaced. Again, we'll get to that part. Yep, Checo out, opening at Red Bull. Probably the second biggest one. Valtteri also out, not getting his seat for stake. We did kind of mention this one already from last season, because it was kind of like, he was never fired, but he was like, hey, here's our 2 drivers. Like, oh, okay.
Oh. Oh.
I'm going to start a fundraiser for people that suddenly lost their jobs. Of course, and I guess we should go back. Checo, again. So, an ambassador for Red Bull and a huge fucking payout of millions of dollars. Valtteri finding a spot back home-ish with Mercedes as a reserve driver. I guess there's a chance he steps in.
Hell, they could decide, hey, you know what? I was wrong. Andrea Kimi Antonelli was not the right call. Valtteri, get back in the seat. The world's worst Toto Wolff impression.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, I knew we were going for it, but also, I guess, in context, obviously. So
I'm very much a method actress. I gotta get into the character. Bumpernickel. There's a year-old meme for you.
I printed it out.
Printed it out.
I have it printed. Checo's been saying the conversation.
I sent you an email.
No, Mikey, no. Even though he says no, Michael, no. I think we've...
I think canon is that he said no, Michael, no, but everyone's head canon is he said no, Mikey, no.
Yeah, some Mandela shit. I think the biggest loss here is if I was Valtteri, I would have been like, you know what, never mind, I don't want this reserve driver seat. No boat ass this year.
No.
So, fuck you, Mercedes. How dare you rob us from that? But
just the worst.
Literally, but. Next up, are probably I would say of this list, the most surprising to get a reserve driver role with Ferrari is Zhou Guanyu.
Honestly, I don't think it's very surprising. Dude, like, maybe where he ended up, sure. Like, wow, Ferrari, good on him. But I think he was at least qualified for that. He's a decent driver. He finishes poorly in every race, but he finishes. That was the motto from last year.
I guess that is, yeah. Finishing and disappointing people, so Ferrari.
You're
right, it does
right
make
at
perfect
home.
sense. Right. On next, I feel like I'm very much out of it. God, shaking the rust back off. Kevin Magnussen.
Yeah. It hurts, but it's fair.
Yeah. I was like, we'll get to it further of like drivers who have a seat versus how don't have a seat. For K-Mag to not have a seat and some of the others do have a seat is a little surprising to me, but it's not surprising that he would be in the class that doesn't. However, he does find his new home in WEC. They made this whole deal because it was K-Mag, Grosjean, and Mick all
the Formula One outcasts.
Yep. All Haas outcasts.
I was gonna say all Haas Formula One outcasts.
Yep. That's on 3 different WEC teams. So
that's like just make one.
Yep. Haas WEC.
Haas WEC. There's Gene's next project.
Yep. Which we'll get to it. I guess when we talk about this, there was one thing I was gonna add. And then the last one, and I'm counting him as out because he had a seat. Franco Colapinto.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Williams pretty much had their driver replacement picked out way before the replacement happened, probably. But yeah, Franco came in, did a decent job, maybe even a better job than his teammate at times. And he's without a seat. He does have a reserve driver role with Alpine on loan, which, sure.
That's fine.
For now. We'll get into the whole that thing, too. Yeah, of course. I'm not counting Daniel because it was a midseason. I'm not counting Logan because it was a midseason. But we did lose those drivers. The Daniel Ricciardo thing, which we'll bring up in a further segment, I have. Of course, Logan. Well, I mean, the writing on the wall for Logan was pretty much the entire season already. So, yep, they're your drivers. 5 out, 5 in. New drivers. So, of course, we'll go over the rookies. Liam is not a rookie. Let's get that out of the way right now.
Fuck that. I will consider Fernando Alonso a rookie, an honest rookie, before I will consider Liam Lawson a rookie.
And we are counting Ollie as a rookie.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
All right. So our drivers, of course, the big one we knew about the entirety of last season, Lewis for Carlos.
Lewis to Red Bull, the team's unstoppable.
Yeah. God, could you imagine?
11
so
world
fun.
Championships on one team.
That goes in conversation of, like, that's Brad Marchand going to Toronto. Like, insane. Yep. So Lewis, of course, we knew before even the season kicked off, silly season kicked off. Lewis leaving longtime friend and partner Trodo and Bono, and he seems to be happy so far. Gonna say this is episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3. Episode 2 is delivery. Episode 3 is our blind predictions. Fantastic episode coming up. We have not recorded, but it's going to be great. I know that. We have recorded delivery. Spoiler. All that has been done before testing, even though it's record after testing. We have not seen any of the testing results. So, assuming Lewis had fun in testing.
Hopefully
with that
so.
Statement. But yeah, so we wanted to keep the blind predictions truly blind. We also had these 2 episodes that we really didn't get affected by testing, so we decided to just hold off and probably watch it as immediately after we're done with that. So, yep. Lewis Hamilton in red. I'm still not used to it.
It is a
But it does
little
look good.
shocking whenever you boot up F1.com, click on drivers, and see him sitting there in a red suit. It's like, what?
Which was funny is he was the only updated driver to have the race suit on.
Yeah, everyone else had
Everyone
the...
was still the weird, yeah,
Yeah.
the weird blank blackout. You haven't unlocked this driver yet. Bullshit. Yeah, of course. And then moving on to that, probably I'll just go in this order. It's not necessarily in any particular order. Of course, you got Liam Lawson jumping up to fill in the seat previously by Checo Perez. Graduating from the Red Bull Junior program way before everybody else before him. Interesting. Hey, this is the big Chekhov fucking cannon for this episode. Yep, so let's see how Liam does in the big boy seat.
Just the fucking cannon mounted at the top of the
Yep.
stairs, loaded with grape shot.
Just staring it down like... Other change, of course, the other big one for Lewis at Mercedes. Young, brand new rookie, 2 FP sessions. That is it. So probably the rawest rookie of the group. Maybe besides Bortello. I think I got it right finally.
Bortoletto.
Bortoletto. God. I always try to say...
I'm going to, after every
Just
race, I am going to take a Sharpie. Not a Sharpie. I'm going to take a dry erase. I'm going to write on that dry erase the pronunciation of Bortoletto. He cannot get it to save his life.
I usually say Bordatello, which is like a disease for dogs. Like something. But yeah. Anyway, Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Or just Kimi, because he's Kimi, I guess. Even though Oscar's the new Kimi, clearly. But he takes Lewis's spot, full rookie. We'll see how it goes. I was critical of him moving up last year. I will still be, I hope you didn't rush him, Mercedes and Toto, because...
I know you want your max, but...
Yep. We'll see.
We'll see.
Time will tell. Over to Alpine and their shenanigans. Finally, F1 TV presenter Jack Doohan. Finally.
Jack! I'm going to be real upset when he bends it in the first fucking race. I will be more upset than he will, and it's his home race.
He did always start in his full season. Technically, he has started because he did race, but again, we're still counting him as a rookie. And his first, it was a fill-in race. We're counting it as a fill-in race. It really was. No matter how the background of the alleged background, whatever, I don't care. It's Alpine. They make decisions. Went with Esteban. Yep. I'm happy to see Jack. Hopefully, he does well. He better do well. Apparently, we can bring that up now, I guess. Because, they signed, as mentioned, Colapinto.
Great driver.
Great driver. Oh, better than Logan.
Yeah, better than Logan,
There's
which
the
is
bar.
kind of a very low bar to clear.
I guess if you're going by points, better than Joe. But signing him on as on loan, so he's still a Williams driver, but signing him on as a reserve driver, and there's been we don't do rumors on this show. Important thing to remember this season: we don't do rumors. We don't try to get the jump on. I'm not going to report a 3-on-3 hockey league to y'all. There's our Steve Dingo reference for the pod. But Jack is only allegedly, only guaranteed a couple of GP. When you have a proven driver, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Jack. So, proven driver sitting in the wings, who, let's be honest, he still crashed a good amount of Williams in his time. But
whoops.
Oh.
Hey, that's the E alarm
E.
that I forgot to clear earlier.
Oops.
Shh. Quiet.
Bing. Brought to you by this app.
Let's say not brought to you by this app.
Yeah. Anyway, good luck, Jack. I'm cheering for you. We'll get to that too. I'm getting a little foreshadowing in there. Up next, both our Haas team drivers, of course. One moving on to kick, and one moving on to not here. Might as well be dead. Of course, Haas picking up, as aforementioned, Alpine castaway Esteban Ocon, and then rookie, Ollie Behrman.
Ollie!
God, I've said it so many times last year, and I'll keep it. Man, I don't fuck Ollie over in this. Like, I want Komatsu? Yes. God, I get so confused with the Williams shit.
Williams thing, yeah.
I didn't at first, and now it's worse now. I want him to be as hard on Esteban as possible. The second he damages Ollie's development, kick him. Gone.
Vote kick.
Yeah, vote kick.
User has been banned from your server.
Like, absolutely not. But it's still mind-blowing to me that is who you went with. Like I said, he's one of the ones I'm talking about. So these other guys don't have a seat, and this person has a seat. I think that's one falls in that category. And I know he's got the story, and it's great and all that, and he's a Netflix France show and all that. But anyway, let's go, Ollie. You got it. Haas. I have a good feeling about Haas. Again, I'm saying that do not know what happened in testing. So I feel like they have some stuff strict up their sleeve. So we'll go and sling this in here. They are going back to a full-size pit wall this year. They had their little reduced 3-seater one. They're going back to the full-size like everybody else.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Despite we've saved hundreds of thousands of dollars. We love this. They're going back. Like, okay. Cool.
Saved hundreds of thousands of dollars. It fucked our race strategy.
That's why Bernie has it. Was it? No, not Bernie. Sorry, other one. No, she was never a Haas. Never mind. Ruth Buscom. She was not a Haas. She was Alfa Romeo. So sorry, wrong red team there. Sorry,
wrong red team. I was like, what happened is they broke 2 of the chairs, and then they couldn't get the parts to fucking precision machine out the other 2. If only they knew a company.
Well, all the machines are somewhere else in another country being used. I can't believe we're still talking about this fucking... Anyway.
That was a whole fucking blind prediction question last year, and it should have been my point to grab.
Yep. And meanwhile, we have office meetings with you. We're not going to get into it.
Not a politics cast.
Isaac Hajar, who we were all very impressed with in Monaco for the last second of not destroying somebody in the tunnel.
Yeah.
He gets his full-time F1 debut, taking Liam's spot alongside Yuki Tsunoda at Toro Rosso.
Which sounds like a fantastic story until you realize where Liam Lawson went.
Yep.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
That fucking fuse is burning.
Yep. So, yep, new ones in. The shortest team, going from Haas 2 before this, all this kind of worked out pretty well. Haas being the tallest team combined on the grid to the shortest team on the grid with the small angry boys of VCarb. So I cannot wait, to be honest. It's going to be fantastic.
Ooh, I might have fucked up. I might have fucked up.
I didn't go with the obvious, I went with the other obvious.
I mean, I went with one of the obvious, so... Yeah.
Mine says this name, parenthesis, on principle. So there's the spoiler for blind predictions. Yeah, so VCarb should be fun. I can't read my old writing. Carlos Sainz, of course, getting his job ripped away from him before the season. He makes his... What?
Just the Carlos Sainz.
Oh, yeah, the Carlos Sainz meme. Yeah.
The Carlos Sainz, just 1,000-yard stare, just fucking...
So he takes over for... Technically, he takes over for Colapinto and Logan Sargent, but again, it doesn't really seem like... It was never... Like, it was before Colo was driving that car, so is he really taking a seat or is he just getting his own seat?
Very true.
He's taking Alex's seat. Alex is taking Colapinto's place. There we go. That's what it is. And then, of course, Kick Sauber / Audi, but still Kick Sauber. 2 new drivers, of course, Nico Hulken. I can never do it.
Hulkenberg.
In there. Goes over to Sauber again.
Again, yeah.
He's one of those ones I'm like, I know he's a good driver. Like, I would definitely recognize that. He's a good driver, but I'm like, how does he still have a seat?
He's a solid 8 out of 10 driver. Just,
Resultless, though.
He gets put on Renault and on
I guess, yeah.
Haas.
Why is anybody else? Or Aston Martin for 2 weekends when Seb is sick.
Yeah.
And of course, the other dude, of course, making his rookie debut.
Bortoletto.
Yep, there it is. If I don't even try, then I can't mispronounce it. Gabriel. Gabby. Gabby B is what I'm calling him.
God damn it.
Another rookie, probably the second most. He had a couple of F1s. I guess, I would say him and Isaac are probably second place again behind Kimi for most. Again, I think Isaac's had a little more, but we'll see. That was an interesting choice on Sauber to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. We'll see.
Here we go. Nico and New Kid.
Yeah.
Let's go. Future. Here's the cardboard cutout and someone who has raced 0 races.
A cardboard cutout and you haven't unlocked this driver yet.
Yeah. And we're just trying to get the Brazilian fans on our side, so not Franco. All right. So there's your driver thing. Anything to go over else? Like, it should be a good season.
Yeah.
Rookie should do well.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited to have so many new rookies.
Yeah.
I was like, the last time we had close to this many rookies, we got Lando, George, and Alex. That was so fun, and I'm still enjoying those drivers to this day. A little less so on George, a little less so on Lando, a lot more so on Alex. Did Alex come at the same time? Yeah, Alex did come at the same time because he went to Red Bull for for whatever reason they decided to debut him at fucking Red Bull.
Oh well. I mean, at Red Bull, clearly, development teams don't mean anything.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Is that how we transitioned into it? Do we want to do it? Are we ready for my rant? Here's the episode we teased last year of me just ranting about Red Bull bullshit. So let's fucking go. Let's get into how I'm starting with Red Bull. And I'm going to dominate this conversation, so please definitely just interject the fuck out of me to make sure. Red Bull, VCAR is my favorite team. Was my favorite team. I was cheering for Red Bull, cheering for Max. I like the Max dominance. Yuki's my favorite driver. Love Checo. Liked Liam at first. Was fine with Nick. Danny Rick. Dude, love Danny Rick. Red Bull has fucked around so much this season. I have cut off. Red Bull was my go-to energy drink because I actually like the little small cans if I needed something cool. The winter edition was fucking amazing. Everybody loves it. And all their festival flavors, tropical. I actually like Red Bull, like the actual drink. And then I have the Team USA polo from last year. 2 years ago, Red Bull. I have AlphaTauri shirt. I have a V-Carb shirt from this most recent season. I'm not supporting either team. I'm not buying Red Bull energy drinks. And this will go into, we're going to kind of go over who we're cheering for, who we're neutral against kind of here in a little bit. But I'm cheering actively against Red Bull and V-Carb. I'm still cheering for Yuki. I'm still cheering for Max. Now, all this is because we'll start small and go big. And the turning point was definitely Liam. But the Danny Rick thing, to back up to that, was handled so awful. Absolutely disgraceful for that caliber of driver or just a human being in general or an athlete to the sport. That was absolutely awful. Both, and you can't tell me it was just mishandled and it was V-Carb, whatever. No. We know how these teams work. We're not dumb. It was disgraceful. So, first off that, I was able to this is shitty, but whatever, it's the sport.
It is what it is. Business moves.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Again, I see the merit. I mean, I understand why Checo lost his seat. He was not performing to the level. It cost them third in the drivers or the constructors.
Yeah. It was rough.
And it's the same weird as like, oh, they should have replaced him sooner. I feel like if you're gonna do this, don't do this whole run around you guys did for the entire fucking half of the season just to save your ass on the sponsors. That's all you were doing. Again, we're not fucking dumb.
Yeah.
We knew what you were doing with that. So again, and like he was like, just he didn't get a proper retirement or whatever. And I guess it's not retired because he gets some like, he's tied to the new Cadillac Andretti, whatever that team is now.
That it may eventually come out of it.
But again, like you're not handling your drivers very well. You're not handling your PR very well. We knew that with the whole Christian Horner thing.
That's a whole nother fucking can of worms on its own.
And then you get to promoting your driver. And you have had a 4-year trainee in Yuki Tsunoda.
Started off really rough around the edges.
Yeah. But guess what? In his rookie season. Hey, guess who also doesn't do well in rookie season? Mostly everybody. Even Max. His rookie season. Wasn't perfect. Wasn't the world's, domination factor he is now. Yuki has shown, and now I know I had an explicit bias here because I am a Yuki Tsunoda fan. And I came into the sport pretty much the same time he started driving, so. And I mean, just starting, not near as much as I am now. I will totally get that of still new ignorance here. But for this driver who has proven to have improved, who is a racer, I won't say a top world championship contender necessarily. Not everybody is. That's how it is. To get shunned like how he did with promoting Liam over him is unfathomably incorrect. I went back and looked at their feeder series. They're pretty compatible. Pretty competitive among the two. I would say Yuki maybe has a slight edge again. I may be biased there, but because it's not, apples for apples in racing leagues, or racing series, but it's disrespectful. And I know where it's coming from. I'm not going to claim anything outside of the racing on here, even though I might think it. But it should be Yuki's seat so fucking much. And the fact that Liam, who was so was disrespectful and shitty last year. Like, he refused to take credit or he refused to take the blame on certain things, and just incorrect maneuvers, maybe a little bit in play, I won't claim it again, but he's certain to blame a certain group of drivers more than anybody else. And then for him to race 7 Grand Prix and to get the nod over Yuki, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yuki deserves better. And honestly, I don't want Yuki to race for Red Bull because he deserves a better team. Someone who didn't fuck him over like this. That being said, for my blind predictions, maybe not, but...
this is going to be so fun. Whatever.
Peek behind the curtain, and let's see, we're about 30 minutes into this one. We're trying to block record like these 3 preseason episodes in one night. We're trying to see, it's already kind of late. But I think we're fired up. We might we'll see. That's what kind of that was about. But to this point with how Red Bull's handling things overall, both teams. Yes, it's my driver, so I'm extra pissed. And yes, my mom is a Checo fan, so I'm getting some of her, just hitting Blake in the kneecap. I'm angry. No. I can't do it. I refuse to do it. So, no more Red Bulls for me. Get fucked, Liam. Get fucked, V-Carb. Get fucked, Red Bull. Good luck, Max. Isaac, cool. You're good. You haven't done.
You're all right, yeah.
Fine. Let's go, Yuki.
Give everyone a chance.
Yeah. Red Bull is dead to me as a team, as an organization. So,
I'll still probably at least try each of their new seasonal things, but after that, just I'm gonna be so upset when this next one is just Pipeline Punch, but in a Red Bull can. Oh, I'm gonna be so mad.
I actually did buy one yesterday because we were doing a whole bunch of yard work. We basically had to cut down a lot of trees. I'm like, I need something, so I just got the. That's why I like the Red Bull. I can get the little 8-ounce, so I don't want a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's like it's enough to give you that edge. I'm not a big like. My energy consumption is the heightened little bit of extra edge you get. It's not necessarily a tired thing. Like I can drink a Red Bull and go to fuck sleep.
Well, no, Alani was starting to sell those.
There's many, those
little mini ones that are like 100 milligrams. So this is not a sponsored stream on any of these energy drinks or teams or anything. We are still unsponsored as fuck.
Yes.
So if anyone wants to sponsor us, by all means. But
yeah, DM us on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
I would give out our email, but it's still the old email we used for the original podcast, which you will never find. From 2017.
Eviscerated and fucking just
eviscerated, but still technically online.
Ashes burned. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, no, I'm pretty in agreement with the fucking Red Bull. Red Bull, I agree, was very much a like, hey, I need a little bit of energy, but I don't need like a full 160 milligram Monster can. I'll just drink Monster and Alani.
I generally like Red Bull.
Occasionally
taste too.
Ghost.
Like I actually like the taste of it too, and it was like a nostalgia thing a little bit because that's the first ever one. Like back when we were younger and not idiots now, just younger idiots. We're still the same idiots. Of like the first time I had it, I was like, yeah, I've been up for like 48 hours. Like, I'm so tired. He's like, I had grew up around hockey players. Like I'm just gonna grab a Red Bull from the fucking locker room here, drink this.
I'm glad that yours was that. I was like my intro to energy drinks, not counting Vault because that really wasn't back then. That was just more caffeinated soft drink. But my introduction was Rippets and Full Throttles. So just toxicity in a can.
I think that was the thing too is the Red Bull was back in the locker room because the players drink it, but we had a Coke deal, so we had to be Rockstar. And I was like, no. And even he was like, no, don't fucking touch that. So, all right. So that's my Red Bull rant. I'm sure people don't disagree with me. I'm sure a lot of people do agree with me. I'm sure there's a lot of Checo fans who will be on my side. A lot of Yuki fans will be on my side. A lot of other Spanish drivers on my side. Helmut Marko, I get it, man. What happened to you in F1 was awful and never should have happened. Do you know his story about that? So I can't remember where the GP was, but there was some sharp rocks that should not have been anywhere. There should not have had an F1 track here. Awful. Can't remember where it is. Basically, these sharp rocks got onto track and propelled into his eye. So if anybody has an excuse to be grumpy as shit all the time, Helmut Marko has a pass for that. But just retire, man. Go enjoy life away from racing.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm sure he's grumpy, and I would hate this sport too. But hate the sport. Get out. Don't ruin it.
Yeah. Don't ruin it for other people.
Anyway, go look. I can't remember. It was a European track, obviously, because it was earlier, Formula. But yeah, it was like on this mountain, kind of like mountain track thing. It was a really bad idea from the start. I'll find the video and send it to you. I'll probably put in the description if I remember. I won't, but I'll try. All right, so what do we want to do? Probably?
Yeah, sure, let's go for it. Leads into it a little bit better.
So, talking about drivers, like, okay, I'm who I'm against and for and who I'm cheering for and not cheering for. I decided to make a list. And I had Blake also kind of do. I don't know if I made her do it or not, but
it's a good little where we stand. It'd also be nice to see where we're at the end of the year on this, because I know we on Lando Norris we very much flipped over the course of last year, because it was very much a cheering. Oh yeah, we're glad that
he's gonna get his win. Yes, finally. Now we're like, fuck off, Lando. So yeah, I want to definitely change. So I'm gonna go. I did championship order. Yeah, championship order for the teams, but the drivers were just whatever, not necessarily in order.
I did it by what order they were on the drivers tab on F1.com.
Okay,
and which by team, which I think is championship order.
Last year's championship order, so we should be good. Okay, I'm cheering against the team McLaren because I hate Zach Brown. He's such a pick-me girl, and I hate it. I'm I am cheering for Oscar, though. I love Oscar. I want him to do so well. And I'm actually, for Lando, I'm going to go with neutral. He has done the steps of some of the stuff I was so mad at him from last year.
He got a fucking PR talking to.
Yeah, his PR, he hired PR guys, or PR people.
Who would have thought that having a Twitch streamer
Yeah.
drive for your fucking team?
Thinking about it, it could have been a lot worse for Lando.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
he
so-
better be glad that he didn't get into a feud with Lou.
Yeah.
Fucking PewDiePie come out of him.
Yikes. All right. Yeah, so
Yikes.
so I have all 3 options on McLaren. Like, team overall, get fucked. Oscar, let's do good, which I know is impossible, but whatever. Makes me feel better.
Yeah. Are you just breaking it up by like teams
Yeah,
at
yeah.
a time? Okay. I did mine sort of on a 5-point scale of like rooting, like, yes, I'm all for this team, 100%, let's go, or all for this person, etc. Cheering, which is like, yeah, I'm in support of them. Indifferent, which is my neutral. Boo, which I really dislike you and I don't really want you to do well. And actively hoping for their downfall. You'll understand. But McLaren, overall, McLaren, I put cheer. I was like, I'm on a slightly different tilt from you on McLaren. I was like, I get the whole incident with the orange guy, but orange attracts orange.
And
Sure.
I'll clarify. I don't mind it. I think Andrea Stella is a pretty good team principal. Zach Brown's attitude.
Oh yeah, no, fuck Zach Brown. Fuck Zach Brown.
So
if there was a specific section on here that was Zach Brown, he'd get fucking actively hoping for his downfall. But McLaren in total, I mean, I can't help but cheer for them. I want to see shakeup in the championships. I want to see teams compete with one another. That being said, Oscar Piastri, cheering for, absolutely, let's go. And Lando Norris as well. I'm indifferent. As like he has improved from how he almost ended last year, and then stepped up and started owning up to a couple of things here and there. So we're getting back on the right path. If he can continue on that path, then we'll see about bumping him back up. But for now, indifferent.
Just neutral. Just let it play out.
Yeah.
All right. Red Bull.
This is not in championship order.
Oh.
But that's fine. That's fine.
Oh,
Continue.
sorry. I just skipped over Ferrari entirely.
Okay. It is then.
Yeah. Well, because the reason was because Ferrari is all one color. Because I color coded as well as Lego. So for Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, I am all cheering for. Let's go Ferrari. Let's go Lewis in his new home. Which I'm sure Lewis was probably a swap from last year where we were like, whatever on Lewis, or we kind of don't like Lewis to let's fucking go Lewis. And same thing, I was like, I'm part of the Charles enemy era. I remember saying that at one point, like I'm the Charles hate club. But no, I'm going for it all. So green Fs for 4s all around for Ferrari and Lewis. Lewis almost got demoted down to neutral because of the Lululemon thing.
Oh yeah. God.
Why, Lewis? Come on, man. You're in touch with social issues. Why would you team up with Lululemon? But other than that, that's the only thing. It's a big thing. Don't get me wrong.
But only thing out of the bunch.
Yeah.
For Ferrari, I am rooting for them. Go Ferrari, Forza Ferrari. Charles Leclerc, actively rooting for it. That is my number 2 driver right there. Lewis Hamilton, cheering for.
Yep.
Good guy. Excellent guy. I kind of want you to have an 8th world championship. I'm not going to lie. That would be very cool.
Plus, it would break the streak of world champions going to Ferrari and getting destroyed.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God. Every time that I have to see fucking Fernando Alonso just staring into space because he went to Ferrari and actively regretting that choice, it's a bad day. But I'd love to see you at the top step of the podium cheering along.
I didn't put the line. That's why I skipped over it.
That'll do
I
it.
segmented and everything and didn't put a line. That's why I fucked that up, chat. All right. Hey, Red Bull.
Hey, Red Bull.
Go fuck yourselves, Red Bull. Red Bull and Liam Lawson, fuck yourself. Max, let's go. 5 Pete, let's go, Max.
For the team of Red Bull, I am booing them. I'm not actively there yet, but like, you're on my shit list. That might be actually my only boo on this entire list, and I think it is. And I was like, there's enough of Max to stick around for me to want to cheer on Red Bull, Max, and GP.
Yeah.
That is the one bright spot on this team.
And Hannah.
And Hannah. Yeah, Hannah's good too. But yeah,
strategist.
no, just fucking Red Bull. Just to couple on with what Dakota said, is like, this has been severely mismanaged over the course of the past. Yes.
2 seasons for sure, probably longer.
Yeah. Max Verstappen, cheering for. Let's go, Max. You're saying what we're all thinking, and hell of a driver.
And it's a curse word.
It's a curse word. Liam Lawson, I am actively hoping for your downfall. You seemed okay, and then you didn't.
That's the biggest thing. We're like, oh yeah, we like this dude. Like, oh, he's a YouTube vlogger. He's
YouTuber
doing this vlogging thing now
cool.
too.
Let's go watch that.
And then it's just like, you're
A
suck.
rat bastard.
You're the worst. Moving on next to Mercedes.
Woo.
And I'll keep this one simple. It's neutrals across the board. Good. I was like, I'm not as happy. George probably would have been a cheer, but this last year he's done some stuff I'm not happy with. Kimmy, he's new. I mean, like I said, I was kind of like, I don't think he's ready, but hey, I don't want to hate the kid for it. So, and then, Mercedes, whatever. If Mercedes does well, it's another, as you were saying, another team getting back to the upper echelon of competition. So let's go for it. It's neutral. It's like, hey, sure.
Woo.
I'm sure that Kimmy might get my full support at some point. I doubt George will, I'll be honest.
I mean, he could have a total personality turnaround. Yeah. I just turned it on him. I don't know what I was thinking. Mercedes, I am cheering for, because let's go Mercedes. I love the teams fighting it out. What can I say? That's top 4 instead of top 3. George Russell, I'm indifferent on. Same reasons as you. He kind of fucked it up a little bit in the past year or so. Just dead on me. Fucking be a little less whiny, George. Own up to your shit. Hey, I fucked up there, guys.
I get almost getting torpedoed by Lance Stroll in Australia will change you, but
God, so awful. And Andrea. So for all of the rookies, they are at the bare minimum a cheer, because I love a rookie. Unless they actively did something beforehand to fuck things up. Like if Liam Lawson was coming in on this as a rookie, I would be rooting for his downfall still. But fucking little Kimmy, cheer for him, because I love having a rookie on the crew. It's nice. It's nice to see change, but it's also not nice to see change when it affects your drivers.
I think Merc. I hope Merc, again, for the competitiveness, a 4-team competitive back and forth will be good. Not uncompetitive. Aston Martin somehow 5th in the Driver Championship. Neutral on Aston as a team, like, sure, Aston Martin's cool. But I don't know, Lawrence, cool cars, but Fernando, same thing, neutral. I'll cheer for him a little bit, but also it's like, just Fernando. He can do. I think Fernando's really good with a public persona. And
absolutely. He loves being a clown.
But I feel like there's definitely something behind there. And it's like, Then again, when you lose half your memory in testing and suddenly get reborn, I'm sure you have some issues too.
Oh, he missed that this year.
Or did he?
I mean, I didn't hear about anything, so.
So, yeah, true. And then Lance, I'm cheering against, but not nearly as bad as like a Liam or Red Bull. Like, I just don't think you should be here, man. Like, go play tennis or something.
Play paddle.
Or go just have fun being a rich kid.
You're right.
Like,
can you please buy out Elon Musk?
Yeah. Go have fun in Montreal. Build a super fun thing in Montreal. We'll come play.
I don't have to talk
play
about
for the Canadians.
This not being a political podcast, because Elon Musk is not a politician.
Yeah, no,
he's a fucking rich billionaire fuck.
He probably owns an F1 team. He should probably own an F1 team. But yeah, like I said, I'm not super against Lance. He has a liability to other drivers, so I guess that is kind of a thing. But yeah, just go have fun, man. Enjoy your money. Enjoy the life we'll never ever get to do. Yeah. Not that being F1 is also enjoying a life we'll never get to do.
Right? But. Yeah, no. Aston Martin as a team, pretty indifferent for. They're a team.
Yeah.
They contain a pretty funny former champion. They also contain a spoiled rich kid, so it sort of balances out. Fernando Alonso, I'm cheering for. I love Fernando Alonso. It's great guy. It seems like you've cast a little shade on that, but you know what? That's fine. Fernando Alonso, yeah.
It's just a vibe. I don't know. You know, you're like,
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
I'm sure he's an excellent person. I'm sure he does a lot of good.
Here's hoping.
Don't sue me, Fernando's lawyers.
Great guy though. Great
still love to
guy,
see
great
him.
racer. Always complains about the right people.
I mean, I will cheer for him if he gets a podium. I'll be honest, or not a podium, like a win. Like he was on the podium obviously 2 years ago, but
yeah,
I'll be happy.
yeah, cheering for him. Lance Stroll, as always, call me rocket powered Mohawk. How much I am actively hoping for his downfall. I leave. I will be the more urgent of the two of us. Leave this place. Go enjoy life, man. Just not here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Go have your dad buy part of the Canadians. You can just play in Montreal. Trust me. The Canadian telecoms. God, that's a whole other thing. I don't know if Lawrence Stroll is rich enough for the Canadian telecoms. I'll be honest. That shit is insane. Alpine, Renault, French, Fabio, so many things. It is the French, so of course, actively, no, it's neutral. Neutral on Alpine. Yeah, you're here. You got some improvement at the end. You're obviously give up on your engine program, which is, that's kind of like, I feel like I'm a pro-union, pro-worker kind of guy. So I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks for all those drivers. Or all those engineers and workers. And it's France, so, workers' rights actually tend to get listened to over there. So good luck with that. But yeah, neutral.
Be watching for any large towering structures being built at your headquarters.
As for the drivers, both cheering for. I like Pierre, always as well. Did great tear at the end of the season. Fortunately, a little too late to do anything great. I mean, did pop up to fifth in the or sixth in the standing. So, I like Pierre. I think I'm happy for him. Of course, he's my favorite driver's boyfriend, so of course I'm going to cheer for him. And of course, Jack. Love Jack.
Excellent guy. Salt of the earth.
Favorite TV producer on F1 TV. And a rookie, and a well-deserved. Finally an Alpine Academy driver promoted. God, I hope you don't get replaced by the Williams fucking reserve.
Fucking 3 races in. Yeah, Alpine, I agree. I'm pretty neutral for. They're all right. That's it. They're all right.
They exist.
They kicked fucking Williams down because of Pierre last season, but that's okay. They're all right.
You can blame Logan. It's okay. Logan's gone now. We can stop pretending.
Yeah. But yeah, they're all right. Indifferent. Pierre Gasly, I'm cheering for. Seems like a great guy. Great racer, honestly. I was like, they really should have seen if they could still get him for the Red Bull seat. Just like, hey, I know we kind of kicked you out, but would you be willing to come back?
I mean, it's almost like anything would have been a better option to me. Fucking Logan Sargent, let's put him in there. Fuck it.
Oh, God. I mean, all the other drivers can't finish if none of them...
Yeah.
If all of them are wrecked out by the American. And Jack Doohan, I am actively rooting for. I want him to do well, and I enjoy his personality. Seems like a great guy. Hopefully a great racer. Let's go, Jack.
Ooh, I was gonna say, Haas, the American team. I'm neutral on, like...
Is that the right order? Sure is. Okay.
That's what I have.
They had it swapped on F1, so go for it.
That's what I have. I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, go for it.
But yeah, Haas, neutral, Gene Haas, kind of, you knew what you did. I love Gunter, and he's not there, so, you know what you did. Although maybe he was the problem a little bit, but it's not. We'll live in our delusions. He seems having a lot more fun talking to media and doing podcasts anyway. So, but yeah, Haas neutral, even though American team, whatever. Sure, you guys can do great. Ollie Behrman, actively very much in favor for. Let's go, Ollie. He's going to be, I think, not to spoil anything for the next episode, but I think he'll be the top rookie. A lot tighter race than because they actually have rookies, so it's a much wide open race than normal. So yep, full cheering for Ollie. Love Ollie from last year, of course, and Esty Bestie I'm cheering against because I just don't like how everything went down, and I don't think necessarily that it's all his fault, but there's definitely stuff that was his fault. I don't understand why you get the seat. I think there are other more deserving drivers that should have the seat more than Esteban.
That's fair. Haas team, I mean, they're the American team, but you don't see me actively rooting for them or anything. I'm indifferent on them. They're okay. Fuck Gene Haas. There's a reason why you're not allowed at most of these races. Yeah, I don't know. I'm indifferent. Esteban Ocon I'm actually cheering for. It seems like he feels a lot more at home at Haas. Literally every picture that I'd seen of him in the Haas uniform, in the Haas facilities, he was smiling. He was happy. He was glad to be there. So I think genuinely, I'm cheering for him this year. Like, I want him to do okay. Maybe not well, but at least okay. Get some points on the board. Yeah. I want him to do okay so he can actively help develop Ollie Behrman, who I am actively rooting for. Let's go, Ollie. The Esteban Ocon, I think, is the most volatile answer on here, which is insane because Lando Norris is also on this list. Lando's just depends on his attitude. Yep. Esteban's actively depends on how Ollie does.
Yep.
And it could go all the way to root or all the way to actively hoping for their downfall.
We'll see. If he does well, yeah. If he's got a good attitude about it and doesn't fuck Ollie over and actually helps, then yeah, I'll probably move up. V-Carb.
Racing Bulls.
As stated, I'm not cheering for the team. You guys fucked up. Now you fucked up. You fucked up now, and several times before that. As much as cool as both your livery and your race suits are this year. Damn it. You got to be the coolest team with the shittiest. That makes sense, actually. Let me say, Yuki Tsunoda, of course, he's my favorite driver. I'm cheering for my boy. Hope he does well. Hope he does so well that his next team picks him up as the number one driver, who that is. Aston. And then Isaac, I don't know if I said this earlier, but I'm neutral, Rookie. We'll see how he does. He seems cool. He seems like another, I said we were impressed in the F2 with the quick dodge in the tunnel, and I don't think any of us were expecting him to get a seat.
No, not really.
He's here, and hey, like you, I'll be good for a rookie.
Heck yeah. All right, so I'm going to make an enemy of you. I don't see the whole debacle that we've been facing necessarily 100% as Racing Bull's fault. I get the Danny Rick thing. That was fucking awful and should have been handled infinitely better. That leaves a lot to be desired on them. I'm still cheering for the team. I want them to do well. I want them to push their drivers to do well. I want them to develop Hajar well, but I also want them to be able to put Tsunoda in a position that will make them say, hey, we fucked up. Swap these two back around. It would be nice, but also, will they own up to any mistakes?
Probably not.
Probably not. Hajar, as stated before, I am cheering for all the rookies because I love rookies. Rookies are great. Rookies the backbone of this fucking industry. But But yeah, I was like, he definitely impressed me with and we're gonna fucking repeat on that because that's the one piece of media that everyone knows. But the fucking Monaco tunnel avoidance, fan-fucking-tastic.
I mean, that's skill and talent, and like having the natural skill and the learning to how to do this in the reaction time. Like that's
reaction
what
time
you
was
want
like
an A driver.
reaction time to realize, hey, I see driver moving slow in front of me. The knowledge to move around him enough to not hit him, but also not move over far enough that you slam into the wall and make an even bigger issue.
Or overcorrect on either way too to spin out or anything.
Yeah. Fucking all you did was ruin your lap. That's a great thing. Fucking fantastic. Anyways, Yuki, actively rooting for the boy Yuki. How can you not like Yuki Tsunoda unless you're a prude? If you're a prude who hates swearing, I guess get out of here. This is not the fucking podcast for you.
Yeah. There's the fucking door. Have fun, bitch.
But yeah, no, I gotta root for Yuki. He's fun.
It reminded me of something I didn't bring up in my Red Bull rant. I might as well go ahead and slide in here. Is Christian Horner said, "Oh well, yeah, Yuki has been in a junior team for 4 years. It's kind of weird."
Dude,
You're in charge of that. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, you have the ability to fix that.
You could have got a Checo had a slump last year. You could have done something last year too, and you didn't. Fuck off. Okay, sorry. That had to be in there.
It's the last of the fucking.
That's the last of it, probably. Moving on to happier things. Williams. Keep this one nice and simple because it's all green Fs around the board. Let's go, Williams. Let's go, Carlos. Show them how it's done. Let's go, Alex. Continue bringing that team on your fucking shoulders. You get a little bit of help this year, I think. The burden's not all yours.
It's not all yours.
I like James. I like the team. I like the. It's an underdog, but they're not like awful. Kind of is where they're at now. Hell yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Blake. I don't know if you know
Williams.
this,
Not
but
Williams.
Williams is like my favorite team, and I consume everything about them like fucking heroin. I'm rooting across the board. I love Williams as a team. I want them to actively do well. I would love, more than anything, in my lifetime, to see another Williams championship. I don't think it'll ever happen, at least with the current spec of car. So we'll see what 2026 brings. But a girl can dream. Meanwhile, Alex Albon, I fucking love Alex Albon. He is my driver. He is my Yuki Tsunoda to Dakota over here. I love him. He's great. I want him to do well. His back is hurting. But he's got Carlos Sainz this year. God, I love Carlos Sainz too. I love very personable people. And they're at least decent in driving. We're not going to talk about Alex's crash last year. You know the one. We're not going to talk about that one because...
The one?
The one, though. The one that everyone knows
No,
because
no.
it meant that Logan Sargent didn't get to race that week. But, yeah. He's a good driver for the most part. And Carlos Sainz is a pretty good driver, too. I mean, fuck, he got with Ferrari and scored fucking points for Ferrari. It's hard to do when Ferrari's actively fighting you to not let you score points. So
He is the strategy department. Actually, I put too much faith in Ferrari because they just lost their lead strategist.
Oh God, no, I forgot.
Shit.
Oh,
Never mind. Got to go back. We got to re-record.
Lewis would be a great strategist if he would actually fucking fight for himself instead of just like, oh man, I don't know if this is the right
man.
Yeah. Fucking. Hey, no, fuck that. This is what we're doing. Carlos knew how to do it. Do that. Anyways, rooting across the board for Williams.
Yep. She did, in fact, today build the new F1 Lego Williams.
Yeah, it's nice. I love it.
And she also was very nice and got me the V-Carb one. I have not done it yet. Because I've never done a Lego set like one of those. Like, I haven't done Lego since I was a kid, and it wasn't as, it's fancy nowadays. It's intimidating.
The assembly is okay. It's the bitch and a half is the sticker work.
That's, yeah.
I fucking hated that.
Graphic designer, if that sticker's crooked, I'm done. I'm cooked.
I'll get ready. Get ready. I was like, the stickers themselves are fine. It's the placement of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're gonna scream.
Yeah.
Also, the stickers are not big enough for the surfaces that they're on, so there's going to be some gaps.
Nah. It's
It's Lego. It's Lego.
It's Lego. All right, our last team, bottom of championship order, Sauber, Kick, fucking Steak, Drake. Fuck you.
Don't throw that team in the same name as fucking Drake.
Who do you
Fuck
think
that.
owns Steak? Who's paying for the sponsorship?
Not him.
Neutral for Sauber. They're kind of like oh, buddy. Good job. Like, that's kind of like,
You scored points. Good job.
way to go. Oh, so we'll put it on the fridge. So they do good, whatever. Obviously with Audi and, Bonato and all that. Like, we'll
Oh
see.
yeah, fucking Bonanno's on their team. Oh my
Yeah,
god, I
he was the one
forgot.
at He was all actually. It was him at the F1 75.
I need to change something real
Uh-oh.
quick.
So I mean, it was neutral. They do well. Again, competition even at the back or midfield is good. Nico, neutral. Like I said, he's got a seat. Cool. I mean, would I love to see Nico finally break and get on the podium? Absolutely. I would love to see it. So,
You know what he's got to do that, right? He's got to be an asshole to everyone around him and say, "Oh, I've all these problems are their fault," and get a fucking Gen Z ass haircut.
But yeah. So, nothing against Nico, but he's there. And of course, Gabby B. You talked shit last season. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't think you deserved a seat this year. You came out of nowhere, so I ain't cheering for you. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully for your sake. That sounds like a threat. What am I going to do on podcast host?
That's
Our
hope
7
that changes for you. Fucking
Yeah.
says swinging an imaginary bat.
Our 4 concurrent listeners will be super upset. But yeah, like I said, you talk shit. Checo, and you didn't even have a seat. I guess you got a seat, so cool. Barely won F2, but there's 3 other people who finished lower than you also got a seat. So does that make winning that important? No. Look how many F1 or F2 champions don't have a seat, though. So I guess you're still doing better than some of them.
Very true.
I can't wait to see Pato this season. Anyway, that's it. I believe. I think I've covered everybody. And I guess when Franco takes over, I'll cheer for Franco.
Kick Sauber, I have changed from cheering to actively rooting for because I forgot that
Spinata.
Bonato was going to be there. Boop, 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 boop. Spinata. Yeah.
Is Formula Dank lit back up still?
I think it's lit back up now. Like it's on there now. Yeah. I'm here for the Kick Sauber. It was very much in the same vein as you. Like, good job, buddy. You scored your first points. Fucking, now that I remember that Bonato's on there, fuck yeah, let's go. I love
The
seeing him in
revenge
the
tour?
fucking garage.
Like I said, obviously he's still not he's up, but he's not, race director, principal or anything like that. So
Yeah, but still, he'll be
he's,
there.
he's still the public figure on F175. It was him and the boys.
Exactly. He's
So.
a well-known figure. Nico
Iconic,
Hülkenberg, fucking actively rooting for Nico Hülkenberg. I want him to do well. I get the whole, other people deserve a seat or what. Yeah, but Nico Hülkenberg, he's consistent. I was like, he's usually not.
He put the Haas a lot. He probably helped K-Mag
Yeah.
with his Haas performance too. So
No, absolutely. I was like,
I'll give him credit, but
consistent point scorer, consistently doing at least semi-well in qualifying, especially towards the end, I believe.
I'm just jealous of the hair, okay? It's just too perfect.
It's so perfect, man. But yeah, no, I actively rooting for him. And again, Bortoletto,
Love a rookie.
it's a rookie.
You're watching the rookie right now. We get it. God damn.
I am indeed watching the propaganda show The Rookie, okay? Sue me.
This Tuesday on ABC.
We are not
That's
advertising The Rookie. Fuck that. I will not
Please.
guide other people towards propaganda, but I got tired of seeing the things pop up on my YouTube shorts.
That's a good show.
It is a good show, But I got tired of seeing the shorts pop up, and I was like, fuck it. I started this a while back when it first started. Fuck it. It's got Nathan Fillion in it. Let's watch it. I'm about halfway through. So.
It's good. It does tackle some social issues. It's not just propaganda. They do a good job of talking both sides of policing.
I did appreciate the episode
Off
recently. I know, off topic, but we're in an intermission period anyways.
Can we buy that rights? Hey, Bernie. Can we?
No, you're looking for some cash. But yeah, no. They had the one where they were talking about how abusive the one girl's boyfriend is, Bailey's and whatnot. And at the end of the episode, they gave the whole like, hey, if you're suffering from domestic abuse, here's some resources for you. And I was like, that's fantastic. Now, admittedly, if anyone's watching that, they're probably going to be in the same room as their abuser. But at the very least, you're offering it. If they don't know that they don't have it, or if they don't know they have it, then they might as well not have it. So, thank you for that.
Episode brought to you by The Rookie.
Episode not brought to you by The Rookie. Fuck propaganda. I'm not going to say anything beyond that for my own safety.
If I'm ever on the show, I figured out the character I should be, though.
Yeah?
I should be Smitty's son.
Oh, I haven't gotten to that point yet, but that's great.
I mean, I don't think we've met his kids. I just know he has kids.
Oh, well.
So
fair enough.
I just want to be on the show because I love fame. All right, so that's kind of the more drivery stuff. Let's get to... There are some minor kind of rules and regulation and some other kind of stuff. Obviously, the big one we'll talk about is featuring the fuck word and the shit word.
Fuck word! The shit word!
I still think YouTube will get mad if you do the other one. the
You talking?
the Aussie.
You talking about cunt?
No, I have to censor YouTube now. God damn it.
You just hard cut it. Yeah. Just hard cut from just when I was about to say it to the next, to exactly this point where I'm sitting here and saying, hey, we should go on to the next part of this.
I'll just play the Aussie national anthem. Oh. Yeah, do you want to start on that? I might as well, because it's probably the biggest one. On the FIA and swearing ban.
Hey, I didn't include that one. I just did the blank, the main, rule changes.
Yeah.
So I didn't put that one. Shit.
Oh, that's a fine. You fucked it up now.
Well, fuck you.
Yeah, it's good. This will come in our blind predictions as well. This is a joke. It's a fucking joke. Fuck you, Ben. Or whoever. Probably Ben, but whoever came up with this. You're a child.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we can't have the driver swearing on the radio. Hey, motherfucker.
It's censored.
There's a button that you hit that goes that makes sure that people can't fucking hear the word.
Or you have F1 kids for a reason.
Exactly.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. The swearing thing is stupid. It will probably be rectified pretty quick.
Fingers crossed.
Because there are unions for drivers. And it's already happened in Raleigh, so.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, they've got a new fucking head of the drivers group.
Yep.
And let me tell you, go on. I was like, you can go on.
Carlos Sainz.
He's already not gonna be too worried about shooting for a drivers' championship this year.
Yeah.
Not in the tractor that he's gonna have to compete in. She says about her own team. Carlos has seen some shit. He'll fucking fight you.
Yeah. He's chilly. He's spicy.
Next time they say that he's been called to the steerage room, it's like, fucking bet. I've been waiting for this moment. Slams the door. Where's Ben?
Just kicks in the door. Buenos dias with us.
Ugh.
Okay, so you have the more technical stuff.
I have the technical stuff for the most part.
Is any of the other stuff on there part of your technical? I guess probably that last one.
Yes, I do have that one.
So you just want to knock through these top 3? Or do you want to go into technical stuff as we talk about
Yeah,
the podcast?
you can go ahead and clear through those, and then I have all the technical stuff. I have the boring stuff.
Gotcha. That way you can easily just turn the episode off.
You can just skip to the end of the episode.
Only if you donate to a charity. That's the rule, though.
Yeah.
If you skip, you have to donate to a charity.
Donate to a charity. Don't really care what it is. It has to be an actual charity and not a fucking CPAC or whatever.
Yep.
Let it be a fucking charity.
There's some rules coming up. Lots of rookies. So rookies in your FP1 sessions. We're going up from 1 per car to 2 per car. So 2 to 4 total per the team. Again, still designated by technically the driver, but as we saw last year, by the car. So Haas kind of already did this with Ollie, basically. So it's not unheard of. But so you'll see, 2 per car. So I don't even know, since we have so many rookies, I don't even know who like the next call up are.
Yeah, no, at this point. I mean, I guess whoever's...
and
let's
how
look
many,
at F2 next.
Yeah, and honestly, like, how many has Dragovich done at this point? Like, I think he might be out of...
Yeah.
And Schwartzman and all them, so... Yeah, some more of that. Probably the big one, Monaco, going a mandatory 2-stop, just trying to get some strategy and some all that, in there. See if it helps. I think everybody's on board
I'm cool with it.
anything to make Monaco a little least bit interesting.
God, it's such a fucking procession.
Honestly, because F175 was this was your idea last year. I don't know if it's on episode or not. Just turn it into the livery reveal. Make it the first a weekend. Have a literal promenade parade because that's what it fucking is.
Exactly.
Then go eat the Shake Shack and Planet Sushi.
Yeah, I was gonna say eat at the most expensive Planet Sushi on the planet.
But yeah, so we'll see if it helps. I hope it does because racing. But if Monaco goes away, it's not gonna go away. But and then this is me. New timing tower. More, as you point out, more opaque.
Not a fan.
Definitely even cutting down on some more minimal, more straight line. No, that kind of carbon fibery texture, which it's Formula One, so I think it works well. They kind of got rid of that. Didn't see the colors in the team, which is kind of weird. I kind of wish those were on there, but just because it's helped easier to reference. But I don't know. I like it. I'm a fan of minimal, so I feel like it's just another step from the last one he had over the last 2 years. So
Minimal, I'm cool with. The one from last year was fine. If they had just taken off the carbon fiber sort of texture or whatever, that would also have been fine. I don't like not being able to see through part of it.
yeah.
Like, you were actively blocking the screen at that point. You were passively before. It's like, yes, it's covered, but you can still see, hey, there's motion from there. I don't know. I just don't like not being able to see a part of the screen at all.
And that's the thing, like, I'm talking about sports and other thing, like the Bally or FanDuel sports, like we're going to talk about hockey here. Like the FanDuel sports where it's still the lower, like, entire bottom of the screen for the scoreboard, I think is outdated and gross now.
Yeah.
Like everybody does the top left, small rectangle. I think it's so less intrusive, so it just looks better. Even though it's technically covering up more of the screen, but it just looks better. So I think that's like covering up. And
it's covering up whole swaths as opposed to like sections.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool with the small graphics that will cover it up, but that timing tower is the entire length of the screen.
Yeah, it's a fifth. And even though it's floating. Like if it was attached to the side, I think it would look so much worse. It's floating. It makes it slightly better, but yeah, you're taking up a fifth of the screen.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm sure they work it out. They tend to tweak some stuff between testing and all that. So
yeah, usually by like the 5th race, we're on board with the graphics team. How it was last year. Yep. It's funny because the graphics shouldn't have to change from year to year, but every year it's like we're starting out with a brand new team.
Yeah, God.
So get ready for that. That's going to be fun. You're going to hate these first 5 races again.
I forgot about all that. That's going to suck. Hey, F1 directing team, you guys are professionals. Act like it for the first 5 races and the entire season.
All right, boring time.
Technical.
First and foremost, the one that we knew about for a while now, the removal of the fastest lap point. Boo.
Ooh, salty.
Very salty. Yes, it was
Not me,
abused a
them.
couple of times, but who cares? Who cares?
Guess what? It wasn't even close to settling the race this season.
No, it wasn't. Fuck you guys. Moving on. The mandatory driver cooling system. So if a heat hazard is declared, which they're defining that they can declare, it isn't mandatory that they declare it. But if the temperature is 31 degrees Celsius or higher, or in American hamburgers, that's 87.8 degrees Fahrenheit. If it gets higher than that, they can declare a heat hazard. And if so, then it is mandatory that they equip a driver cooling system. The way that I saw on there was cooling system includes like a fireproof suit for the driver that'll have like a series of basically water cooling for them, which is fucking fantastic. It's about time, especially after what was it, Qatar a couple of years ago,
where you
literally people passing out.
5 drivers at least.
Yeah,
probably it would be listed in serious condition at a hospital if they weren't like on site.
Yeah,
like that. Like maybe even critical for Lance. Like he almost died.
Oh yeah, no, that dude was like almost crawling over to the fucking medical car. Like, please fucking put me out of my misery. It does come with an added weight limit, so they add 2 kilograms to the weight limit for practice, quali, and sprint quali, and then add 5 kilograms for the sprint race and the Grand Prix.
Which I don't necessarily would get that because it's the same. It's a closed system in theory. Obviously, a mistake can happen. You're connecting a movable thing to a static pump, but it's like you're using the same amount of water for quali and all that, and for a race, it shouldn't matter. But I guess for times.
I think the reason why they're doing that is because there is no full definition in there of what exactly it has to be composed of, other than I think the suit itself. But the method of doing the cooling can vary from team to team, so they can innovate their own solutions to it. Hence, some teams may need more weight to deal with that because of them having a different solution than someone else. Yeah.
Whatever, that's good. I mean, they tried, of the innovations, obviously they had that little front nose slot, which, I mean, Qatar was so much later this year, it wasn't so much an issue. Was there really other super hot race?
Not necessarily. I was like, depending on how fucking global warming goes, Austin may turn into one. Well, yeah, all of them, but Austin may definitely turn into one. I've been in Texas in the summer. It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's awful. So, yeah. Well, Vegas will probably never turn into one because nighttime and the desert. So it'll be a cold hazard. Abu Dhabi's always at night. Azerbaijan's at night. No, it's not. It's during the day.
It's during the day.
It's who's the other night one? Bahrain.
Yeah. And Saudi.
Yeah, that one's at night. So most of those are during the night, which is smart. Azerbaijan's during the day, and they're kind of near the equator. So that one, depending.
It's on the coast and it's building.
Yeah.
I guess technically Qatar and everything is on the coast of the Gulf. So.
Anyways, there's a few that it could definitely go towards. Fucking Miami is during the day.
Yeah.
Fucking swampland.
Gross. Yeah. Just in general. Florida more so, not necessarily people in Miami.
True. So testing of previous cars. So that's a thing that they care about for some fuck ass reason. So the regs were already adjusted last year, but they're also adjusting the drivers' time restrictions. So the teams normally have a maximum of 20 testing of previous car days in one calendar year. But drivers that are actively driving for their team are not allowed for more than 4 of those and cannot exceed 1,000 kilometers running total. So the drivers themselves can't test it out. It would have to be reserve drivers, testing drivers, etc. They are only allowed one TPC car at any one time. I put that as meh because that affects me none, and I think that the regulations, while sure they're probably there for a reason, feel kind of bullshit, and I don't really care about them. I guess because you can use a previous car to test new equipment and whatnot. What the fuck ever. I don't care. Let them innovate. It's the whole reason why your sport exists. I did notate the rookie testing, but you went into it in more depth than I had. Rear wing DRS and deflection restrictions. So they're clamping down on the some of the elements so that that it'll help fight rear wing flex to not provide a mini DRS effect. And they're also going to be clamping down on the testing part of that so that it I think they're going from it has to withstand 10 newtons of force to it has to withstand 30 newtons of force. So
that's a lot of force.
Pretty fucking neato on that front. It'll probably result in a DSQ or two this year.
I was like, we have been avoiding testing, obviously, but it's impossible to avoid all of it. And we've seen at least I've seen a lot of stuff pop up of McLaren, Red Bull, Williams, Ferrari with both front wing and rear wing flexing and gaps during testing. So,
gotta innovate.
Already be a problem.
Yeah, gotta innovate. There were some decent quality tweaks. So all of this stuff is stuff that was like, hey, this is probably what would have happened anyways, but this way it is set in stone in the regulations. So, if qualifying for whatever reason can't happen at all, the grid's going to be determined by the Drivers' Championship classification. If that cannot happen, i.e. if for some reason they can't hold qualifying in Australia or some other reason, the grid order will be decided at the steward's discretion, which Lamau. They also,
fuck it, Alex, get up there.
Yeah,
P1.
Fuck it. Let's try this reverse grid thing. What could fucking happen?
George, you're starting 20th. Fuck off.
They also changed up on if multiple drivers were to fail to set a time in Q2 or Q3. So it's coming down to a wire. Oh, someone fucking crashed, and now we have to red flag, and y'all didn't get to set a time. So you go here, you go here. It is set in stone now that it will be based on whether they started a flying lap. So everyone who at least started a flying lap will go above everyone else. And this is if they fail to set one. So if they started one, if they left the pit lane, and then all others. And then if two drivers, say, started a flying lap, but a red flag causes them to be unable to finish that lap, they'll use the previous session to determine the order. So Q1 for Q2 and Q2 for Q3.
So does this mention anything about if you don't set a time because of a lap deletion? Because I feel like it's I'm running out of time. Why don't I just fucking go through and just to get one, oh, hey, this car hasn't gone out. If I throw on a set of tires, just go out there with track limits, but still set something.
If a lap is deleted, then you didn't set a flying lap.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
That lap just does not exist anymore. Just, boop, just fucking Thanos snapped out of the universe. So I would assume that would apply under did not attempt one.
I think it's a super niche, and really be there's only one or two spots to gain here, but it's Formula One.
It is Formula One.
Little thing they can.
Milliseconds matter. Yeah. We had for the second time this year, or for the second time ever that happened this past year, drivers meeting the same time exactly.
We had it happen at least twice this last season. In this season.
Well, three altogether.
Yeah.
And the only other thing that I have is there's some tire testing changes for Abu Dhabi, the way that they're going to do all that, especially because of the new car spec for next year. I'm gonna elect to push all of that till probably a race or two before Abu Dhabi. just because there was a lot of technical bullshit there, and I got bored by it. If that tells you anything.
This is the postseason test. So 2025 postseason test.
Yeah, it's like the rookie test will happen per normal, but there was some change. I was like, fuck that. I don't have the mindset for this. So we'll wait until a little closer to the end of the season and we'll elaborate on that one. But that's it.
Yep. It's officially the season. We've started for us.
Woo!
Everybody else started 2 weeks ago, but we're behind. Cool, yep. I was like, I don't think there's anything else to yap out, of course. I mean, I'm sure there's other stuff. Of course, staff turnover and all that. And Angela Cullen's back. Let's go.
Let's go.
Actually, happy about that one. I almost forgot. Let's go. A little, it was like, it seems a little awkward how all that went down, but, I'm wondering why she left and now she's back too. And, there's tea there. We'll get to them on to this. Probably not. But anyway.
People with their private lives.
Yep. But... And good. What is shaping up to be a very good season up in front of us. And now we're just a little over a certain amount of days until we all get it kicked off. I said this was our first episode. Go listen to upcoming next, our livery episode, where we rate everybody's exact same car livery.
Yeah.
Besides V-Carb.
Besides V-Carb. V-Carb looking sharp.
Making it real hard to hate you. And then after that, our blind predictions return. Very good. Blake definitely kicked ass at setting that up this year. It was last year as well. Don't get me wrong, but excellent.
I will admit this year
one.
was a lot better than last year. Last year was just
It's just the fonts too.
Hey, I heard about this thing that Chainbear did, and I thought maybe we could try. This year I'm like, bet I have all these ideas. Let's get all of this fucking together in like 1 hour. Let's go.
This is our thing now.
Yeah.
We're taking credit for it.
I don't think he's done it in like a year or two, so.
It's
Sorry,
ours.
Chainbear.
If you want royalties, go ahead and email your bank account info to caleb@achievemhunter.com.
Rooster Teeth is back!
Yeah. Yep, Rooster Teeth is back. Yeah, that's Rooster Teeth. We did mention the death of Rooster Teeth, and now it's gone. Of course, Rooster Teeth definitely played a part in even the show existing and us knowing each other to a certain extent. So, I mean, I wouldn't gone into gaming originally for Rooster Teeth, so yeah, I would go ahead and count it. So,
You ever wonder why we're here?
it's one of life's great mysteries. But anyway, blind predictions next up. We have not recorded it yet, or I think I'm excited to record it. I think it'll be fun. We kept it again. We made sure we didn't watch any testing. Locked them in before testing even started, just in case. Kept our answers from each other, even though, like, oh, yeah, because last year we did a good little slideshow that Blake put together that had everything. So that'd be cool to have, but also, like, the raw reaction. So that'll be coming up. And, of course, regular GP episodes return with 2 in March. We got Australia, and then straight into a sprint in China.
Whoa.
So, thank you for listening.
At least it was a good
And
track
watching.
to have a sprint on.
Again, we mentioned socials to start. We'll try. We didn't really hammer socials and stuff because I think all this shit's so like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Shit, but follow us on socials.
As much as it suffers for creators to sit there and like, oh, make sure you like the video and comment, and so it generally does help.
Yep.
It does help expand it to people who are like-minded to you to reach our content. So to help us reach more people, it does benefit us. However, I'm not gonna sit there and grovel every week. Oh, please,
Yep. So
like
just
and follow and share. That's great.
Yep.
I appreciate
right
it.
now. Start the season. We're an hour and a half into this. So you're probably not listening to this part anyway.
Yeah.
But yep, new socials at DSQ Pod. Our personals at Goalie Cody 30. If you want to put yours, you don't have to put yours. 'Cause I know you.
Blue Sky?
Yeah.
Blake the Aries.
So
Spelled like the horoscope sign and not the god of war.
yes. Not the plot to Destiny 2 expansion 3.
Listen, you and Apollo can talk about that. I'm not the person to discuss it with.
All right. Anyway, let's move on to the next episode. And you hopefully will join us there too.
Let's stop.
Follow the pod everywhere at DSQ Pod.